experiences, they're not able to do that. And so that's part of the equation. And government can only do what government can do in order to try to encourage that and assist in making certain that happens. So from a vantage point, I kind of prefer to our school districts to make certain that they have the tools necessary, and to the extent that they don't, and the state can be involved in that, then I welcome their input in their process, and I'll do everything I can to help them. Okay?
Yes, sir. My name is Eric. A question about protection for tenants. There was just on the news report the other day that there's an apartment complex next door that's been without that residents been without heat for almost a month. And we went and talked to some of the residents over the last couple of days, and for the most part, all the residents, they just want they want some kind of relief, some kind of hey, because they don't have individual units, don't have individual exits, it's all boiler. So when the heat's down, there's nothing they can do. So what kind of protections can be done for rent relief, or some kind of thing can be done for something like that when it's been down for almost a month, they still got to pay their rent, and it includes especially when all bills are included.
Eric, let me say this. I don't know all the particulars, but I know that we have filed a bill this session that deals with some of these fees that are being charged to persons that live in apartments. Okay? As it relates to your specific question, I think that's a question better suited for persons at the local level of government to be able to respond to. And I know that there are certain sanctions, if you will. I should say there are certain things that towns and cities have in order to deal with those particular issues. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but if you need me to find out for you,
please do.
Let me know,
Yeah.
and we'll make certain that someone writes it down, and we'll get you exactly who you need to respond. You need to respond to. Yes. Someone write that down.
One right here.
You're responsible.
Texas, and I have a lot of questions about the voucher bill. And I'm wondering what is the role that city government can play in that, because it's coming from
Nothing.
the state right to the school district.
Nothing.
And school districts are losing children already, and before this bill goes into place. So what are the implications for?
Implications. I mean, it kind of depends. What's happened, we announced Texas is a state of school choice. Okay, we have obviously our public school system, which is our default system. We have charter schools, we have private schools, we have homeschool. Okay, and to the extent that, let me back up. Normally, institutions of higher education, our public school systems are the largest employees in the specific geographic area. Okay, and they have a large footprint depending upon the population. You take DeSoto has consistently begun to lose students. And the question is where they go. Some of them are transferring out of the district, some of them are going to private schools, some of them are going to charter schools. I don't know that the city has a lot of tools, if you will, in order to stop that, other than partnering with your public school system to make certain that their choice opportunities for parents and that their school system is second to none. That's something I've seen.
So the money though that's going with those students, are the city's gonna be responsible for making up those deficits, correct?
No.
How are they gonna fund public schools?
Public schools are funded by property taxes.
Which means the taxes are gonna be raised, correct?
No. But as an aside, let's talk about that. I'm just telling you that it's real difficult for cities to have any real input into that process, given that when you look at your property. All right, when you look at your property tax bill, you have different buckets, right? Some of them are city, some of them are county, some of them are college district, and then you have your public school property. That bucket goes into the schools, not the city. Yeah. All right, next. Let's go to quick. One more on this first row, and then we'll go to the next row.
What is the
Oh,
likelihood?
your name again is?
And
Y'all say good morning, man.
What's the likelihood that the non-public schools will be held to the same accountability standards?
Great question. Great question.
They'll be getting money, but we're helping Star and idea. And the public school over here is not, or the private school is not. Where we go? Please tell me somebody has an idea.
You know, here's the deal. And asked, where's the accountability system for vouchers? There is no accountability system. What they will tell you is that there are private school accrediting associations that will be held accountable for providing the assessment to the students utilized in order to measure their performance. Now, is that equivalent to what's happening in our public schools? No. Okay. And do they care? No. Okay. Did you care? Yes. Okay. And the only way to make certain that we articulate how we care about that is to make certain that the people that sit in those people's power change. That's all we're going to do.
Do you think perhaps do you think that perhaps House of Representatives might say, wait a minute, we need to throw in a few of these little controls?
I'm hoping, and see, here's the politics of it, okay? In order for this current speaker to have won, he needed to have at least 49 Democratic votes. He got 49 Democratic votes, okay? All right, and so, and it was, the way that worked out is, it was the lesser two evils, all right? And so I'm hoping that, given the 49 votes, it will have some sway as it relates to the guardrails associated with the voucher bill, all right? And then they pass, the House passed its version of the voucher bill, and then it goes to the Congress. That's what I'm hoping happens, okay? All right. I'm going to the next row, we're going to go down the rows, all right, right there.
Good morning, thank you, Senator. My name is Letitia. Good morning, everybody. I am the founder and executive director for Gateway Alliance Project. We are a reentry organization based here in Dallas. My office found by the Redbird Mall, who are my representative. I'm also a part of the South Dallas Employment Project Advisory Council who supports clean slate legislation. I am.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is pertaining to non-disclosure, and I'm aware of a bill that we have currently penned. We'd love to meet with the office down in Austin to further discuss it because.
Okay, very good. This is the man right here, and you got to understand that as it relates to expunction and sealing and non-disclosure, I took the lead on those years ago, and we're going to continue to work on that with you. So make sure you get with it, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, any other questions on that one?
Thank you, Senator. My name is Ana Sepulveda, and I am a proud Dallas ISD alum and teacher.
Y'all say good morning.
Skyline High School. So with SB2 and HB3 in conjunction with the privatization of public funds, public dollar, what would be the impact of the second largest districts like Dallas ISD? Are we looking at $60 million? What would be the implication of that?
Ask that question again.
So, with the privatization of public funding, what would be the impact of Dallas ISD when we're looking at many Title I schools, and we're looking at the impact of 4 years? That's $1 billion in 4 years. That's $4 billion. So, what would be the impact of our second largest school district?
Very good question. Did everyone understand the question? Okay. What we're being told is maybe 2 or 3% of the 5 million or so students here in the entire state of Texas will take advantage of vouchers. And if that's a lot. I mean, that's a statement that's been made. And when you do a comparative analysis, and that's the way I normally do stuff, I try to look at other states that have had similar circumstances and see what impact it has on public education. And in Arizona, it's been negligible as it relates to public education and the impact on the budgets. Okay, so if that continues, and in that direction, it's gonna be negligible. I can't tell you how much it's gonna be. Any other questions on that one? Let's keep, yeah, just pass it there.
My name's Cecilia. Thank you for everything you're doing for all of
Y'all
us.
say good morning to Cecilia.
Good morning. A lot of issues have been brought up here, and I get to raise one more.
Let's go ahead, that's what this is about.
I just read an article about Matt Shaheen, I think, who filed something down in the House yesterday regarding dark funding.
Yes.
It would result in a 44% reduction to dark funding. And I want to know what your position is. And we've got one of the longest light rail systems in the country here. It's not perfect. We're working to improve it. But I want to know if you have a position on this yet.
I do have a position, and the position is that we need to solve that problem here locally. If last session, this issue surfaced in the legislature, and we encourage DART and the cities to try to resolve it, and they're supposed to try to do it. There will be a partisan divide on this, which makes no sense at all. Plano and about 6 other cities are joining together. And this is what I'm gonna tell you is gonna happen. Plano and the 6 other cities are gonna try to start their own system, okay? The dark system. And then ultimately down the road somewhere, those 2 systems will end up working together somehow. But right now, it's gonna be a battle down in Austin. They have the votes of those of us that said that the citizens, when they created DART, included Collin County, and everybody said, this is what we're gonna do for the region. It's been working. Does DART have some issues that need to be resolved? Yes. But you don't put a baby out with the bathwater. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Linda James.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
I have many concerns, so I'm
Give
going
me,
to try to wrap it up.
give me one.
I know. So the American Voter Eligibility Act, HR 22, which is going to make it much harder, particularly for women who do not have the same name on their birth certificate, to register to vote. And if voting is our ability to move the dial, then how are we going to make an impact? And the second part of that is, how can we help beyond voting? You know, what is the Democratic Party doing to mobilize the community to speak out and resist?
Right, a couple of things. Women must mobilize. We had an opportunity to let Kamala Harris as ex-president. I think if she had a longer runway, she would probably be president today. We've got to make certain that in Congress, that we do everything within our power when you go up to the Capitol to make certain you express your concerns and encourage to vote against. I think that it's important that you get together as organizations across the country and send emails to those representatives. You know Democrats won't be supporting it. You got to pick out those that are in danger and make certain that you inundate them with as much information as possible concerning your displeasure concerning this particular bill. I found out a long time ago, that's when we had faxes. I had some bills I was trying to pass, and I had some people who didn't like my bills. And so what I did is encourage people across the state of Texas that were siding with me to just type the fax machines, okay? And not only type the fax machines, but also type their telephones. And so I can see those members when they came back into the committee, they turned around and said, Royce, enough, I'm with you. Okay? So I recommend that you do everything you can in order to inundate the communication system of those representatives that you're targeting to make certain they don't support that particular bill. And secondly, we ask
when John Cornyn's mailbox is full.
All the other offices throughout the state.
there you go, call the other offices throughout the state.
Yeah.
Make sure the entire
There's
communication system.
There's a great app.
5 calls.
5 calls. It's an app called 5 calls.
Okay, there's a great app called 5 Calls.
Yes,
5 calls.
all the numbers from all the reps.
Say that again, did everyone hear that?
It's an app
Yeah,
called
where's the mic?
5 calls.
The number 5 calls.
It's an app called 5, the number 5 calls, and it has all the numbers for all the
places in the, for that representative or that senator.
Okay, so there you go.
And it's great.
Knowledge is power.
It has a blue background and there are 5 stars. It is the number 5 and the word calls. And if you go enter your zip code, it will take you to your representative. It will give you a script on what to speak
And
about.
that's the number 5
Yes.
The number 5.
calls. Okay, next question.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Senator Royce. My name is Samantha Burrow. I am the Environmental Commissioner for the City of Dallas for District 7. And thank you for helping me last year with the awesome permit, with the TCEQ permit.
We're still working.
And we still working. We are. He's working with me. So I came in here this morning to advocate for your bill, Senate Bill 212, where it's related to central public meetings from industrial companies. And I'm here to come in that I need to know what you need me to do to get the voters down there to advocate for that bill. And all the other environmental bills that Miles and Cooks and all of them have for batch company crushing and anything dealing with environmental.
What I need you to do is this.
Yes, that's my question. What I need to do for the bill?
I'm going to tell you right now. You need to use 5 calls. And make certain that those persons that are supportive of what we're trying to do.
That's
They-
true.
they-
This
they-
is,
they need to-
5
oh,
calls
oh.
is federal.
Oh, it's federal?
Federal money.
We need to make certain that number 1, that Kelvin Bass right here
Oh, yeah.
is running. He's running that particular bill for me. We need to make certain, the committee is. All right, natural resources in the Senate. So you need to make certain that you know all of the members on natural resources, and then make certain that we have people that supporting us call every member of the Natural Resource Committee. Call them, email them, remind them to be supportive of the bill.
Okay.
And then when we get ready what happens is this, there's always, I don't think there'll be invited testimony on this bill, but there'll be public testimony, and we gotta find out at what point will public testimony be able to speak.
Okay.
A lot of times what happens, public testimony ends up being last on the agenda. And so people get tired of waiting and they leave. So get with Kelvin and let's figure out exactly how to get some people down in order to make certain they understand how important this bill is. And the reason why we have to have this bill, we had hearings on this particular bill. Instead of having them in a central location, they decided to have them downtown Dallas. Okay? And the batch plant is way out in the southern sector of Dallas. So some people couldn't even make it there. And so we're trying to make certain that they're centralized locations where these meetings are being held.
Thank you.
Thank
And I'll just FYI, we fighting another air quality permit with Temco Roof, and we already submitted it to the city, so I will get with you. Thank you.
Okay. Next question. On this row? Okay.
Hi, I'm Carrie Schweitzer.
Y'all say hello, Terry.
Thank you for all your work. I just want to say, kind of dovetailing here with Tamika, a lot of these things that you even brought up today have, environmental effect. For instance, water. I'd like to see some talk about conservation. There's a lot of ways to conserve water. You might not even have to build a new reservoir if you think about that. Produced water, I don't know what they're gonna call it, for us, but a lot of time produced water is kind of trying to clean up fracked water and stuff. We can't let that happen. That's gonna be deadly to people. So gray water, yay, put it on the golf courses, but produced water for human,
Okay, so this
or even otherwise.
This is what I'd ask you to do. Where's Chris? Chris, all right, stand up. This young man right here is dealing with my water issues. If you want to, here's the thing. I am only as good as people that I would ask to have input in my decision-making process. I don't know everything about everything. Ask my wife; she'll tell you that. I don't know everything. Oh, anything, ask her, okay. So, it appears as though that you have some degree of expertise in this particular area. So I'd ask you, Chris, get with her, make certain that we are getting your input as we go along this particular way concerning water-related and conservation issues. Is that fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so make sure you get over with that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the back and then come back to the front. Norm?
Thank you. Thank you so much for your voting against the voucher.
The voucher bill.
Yes.
We are, there is a war in the other party to do away with our local authority. And I mean, this is incredibly difficult because it's only really in the large democratic cities and they are trying to take care, to get rid of people who complain like we do, try to hold on to our properties or whatever else. And so I'm just warning everybody that is a huge war. And I would really like the local decisions to be made by people like District 2 State City Councilman Jesse Moreno, standing right over here in the corner.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, let's see. Jesse, thanks for being here also. Okay, there's a question over here. Yes.
My name is Andrea Davis. And I want to thank you for
Angela Davis.
It's my daughter. Needs help.
I want to thank you for
Tough road.
sponsoring
Just say off the top that it is very difficult to get something exposed in the state of Texas. Tell me y'all the name.
Out in the store, we're doing workshops for these American citizen children that their parents are undocumented, that there is an individual that will take care of them in their absence. We are not publicizing this information because the last thing I want is pictures of my undocumented families and their U.S. citizen children. So I would love to have that opportunity. What are we doing for childcare? It really matters. And it's not just childcare 9 to 5, it's gonna be childcare all day long.
Well, you asked me what are we doing for child
And
care.
how can I help?
All right, in terms of what we're doing for child care, it's like I said, last legislative session, the voters of the state of Texas approved a bill that allows local governmental entities to provide a property tax break for daycare, child care centers that are providing the Rising Star curriculum. Okay, and we're trying to get as many entities, cities, counties to adopt that. So and the hope is behind that is that if we can kind of reduce the cost to landlords and business owners, that money will inure to the benefit of the workers and of the parents having to bring their kids there. In this session, what we're doing is working on franchise tax credits for large businesses that will put daycares in their facilities in order to serve their employees. So that's what we're doing in this legislative session. Okay? We welcome other ideas, sir. Okay? All right. Back here in the back.
Yes, sir. Good morning. My name is Chris Buckner. My name is Chris Buckner.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Chris.
Question, you mentioned the religious communities and how you just about I want to know what things you're looking into regarding that. And then my other question is, what can be done to keep Tim Gunn and the Brooks brothers from trying to take over the state?
You got a few $1 billion? Yeah. I mean, the reality is that they have a right to spend their money the way they want to spend their money. And they're spending their money on conservative issues and supporting conservatives for office. And they've been pretty successful in doing it, okay? And so, I don't know, only thing we can do is to get people out to vote. That's all we can do on that issue. And hopefully get others to provide financial resources to fund a ground game that makes sense, okay? Right now, the Democratic Party is in a, State Democratic Party, we're in a race to name a new chair of the Democratic Party. We have 3 candidates left in the race, and after I leave here, I'm going to a candidate's one. As it relates to the church issue, I don't know all the particulars of the chair, all right? So that's why I have not made a decision one way or the other. Again, it was over there, we need to make certain that Norma was saying, we need to make certain that we allow people at the local level of government to make decisions. unless they're being arbitrary and capricious, and there's a demonstration of them being arbitrary and capricious, then we need to make a law at the state level in order to stop the foolishness. But to the extent that it's not, they're using judgment. I may disagree with their judgment, but they're still using judgment. We need to let those decisions be made locally, and they be held accountable for those decisions. So I don't know enough about this iteration of the bill, you know, to say whether I'm supportive of it or not. Fair enough? Okay. 1 second. He's
been waiting a long time.
I'm sorry, sir. Your name is?
Al Nolan, homeowner in 75216, business owner in 75226. Have there been any conversations? Have there been any finance conversations around the Texas State Financial Exchange? There's a stock exchange coming to Texas. Has there been talked about it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is there anything you can share there about that?
I mean, the reality is it's moving forward. They're trying to create a stock exchange. Well, there's one being created here in the state of Texas. There's been several stories in the newspaper concerning it, and it's moving forward. In terms of the investment from the state of Texas, I'm not certain what the investment is, but I can tell you, sitting around the coffee table and talking some of the members of the legislature, people are supportive of it. President Jesse is supportive of it also. It's going to be right here in Dallas. All right, and so that's about as much as I know about it. There'll be more additional information out there this evening. Martin Summer. Well, you know most of the people are. This, you know, let me tell y'all this. I have for the past 32. For the past 32 years, we've had an internship program in our office. And what we attempt to do is provide internships to college students in the senatorial district. Okay, say that someone wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever the case may be. We try to get our hospitals to provide summer internships, paid summer internships to our students. Okay, this young man, where are you working right now?
I run a private equity firm.
Where's the microphone? Did someone take the microphone?
I can try I run a small private equity firm.
So what did you do before that?
I was in technology at a company called Ogilvy North America for about 5 years. Before that, I moved to Washington.
Okay, and so this is one of my former interns. This is one of my former interns. Look at what he's doing now. I didn't see him trying to reach you.
You should have.
We've had over 3,000 internship opportunities since I've been in the state. So we need to make sure we continue to do that. Especially those scouts back there. Gotta make sure we do that. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, great. Let me get the ones in the back first. Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Poole. I'm from Oakland. I used to work in shows. As an educator, I'm concerned, of course, about the ballot situation. And I was wondering if and when it passes, has there been any coalition at the state level, government, how conservative prevent your products from opening certain areas or to reduce the increase of charters in certain areas? And the reason why I say that is I intentionally said I'm going to put it because a lot of charters are on our side. They're not on certain sides. So when it comes to affecting, I'll use DeSoto for example. DeSoto has about 3,200, almost 4,000 kids. They live in DeSoto with a truck, right? So they're actually depleting the school district in the city by creating more and more charges, which is making it harder and harder for the school district to actually survive. So my real question is, has there been a coalition of conversation from top down or from down up, from the city on up, on being cognitive of preventing more charters or privates opening in this climate?
No.
Can it have it?
No. No, hold on. I'm being facetious. And I don't want to get too far into the weeds. As part of the debate, I was going through a lot of the logistical issues concerning implementing this particular bill. starting from accountability, we talked about that issue. There will be no accountability. In terms of the lot, there's going to be a lottery, and this is for low-income Texans, defined as anyone within 500% of the poverty level. So a family of 4 making $162,000 is now considered lower income. There's no prioritization. What do I mean by that? And this is simple. It means that if a child is in a chronically low-performing school, that child is placed in the same situation or chance opportunity as a child coming from a family making $162,000. Okay? They're placed in a lottery. Whoever gets selected in the lottery gets the education scholarship, as long as it lasts. So, the debate is we want to help kids in low-performing schools, low-income and impoverished areas. But the reality is that there's going to be 4 or 5 education service organizations set up to assist the comptroller of education who will be running this particular program. These education service organizations will be the conduits where monies will flow. They'll be getting an indirect, I'm too far into the weeds, but the fact is that at this point in time, there's been no collaboration, or talk of collaboration in local units of government. Does that answer the question?
It does.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let me right in and then bring it back here.
So you co-authored Senate Bill 569 related to virtual education for at-risk student groups.
Yes.
And do you think there'll be an opportunity for invited testimony or hearing on that bill?
Yes.
As it, does help to retain funding for our public schools as well, with the student groups that are affected, because that's one of our largest student groups that are chronically absent. Wonderful. So we're looking to plan to attend that hearing. And then you also co-sponsored the 570 Senate bill, the attendance policy to prevent truancy. Do you think there will be any additional provisions for special education students and how we can support our special education students? They're one of our largest chronically absent students.
Well, yes, that's the question. I mean, here's the deal. Yeah, let's see. This young man right here, along with Ms. Barton, are my education people. And so, if you want to look at those bills and have comments concerning them, please contact Chris about it. Okay? All right. 2 more. Yes.
You mentioned, now I'm not gonna say it right, the 5 groups that are gonna help the comptroller control this money.
Right.
How will those groups be chosen? Are they going to be chosen from, you don't talk about.
No, here's the deal. Okay, there's going to be 4 to 5 groups that will be chosen by the comptroller to help administer this voucher program. All right. Now, they're going to be the same ones that are doing it across America.
That is my question.
It's going to be a response to a proposal and all that, but it's going to be them because they've already had the infrastructure in place in other states. And so they'll be able to take that infrastructure, customize it to the state of Texas, and respond to the proposal and get the community. $1 billion. All right. We got time for about 2 more questions. Right here.
One of the things I found teaching, volunteering and things, is that some of the parents, even if they got the opportunity to be in, they said, how do we pay for the uniforms? How do we pay for the things that most people don't know about?
And this is good. Very good. When that question was raised, here's the deal. It said, I'm being told, in addition to any contribution parents can make, there are scholarships, there are organizations that provide scholarships like ACE is one, okay, to help offset the cost. That's what I'm being told. Yeah. But you know as well as I, they'll be if a parent has 4 or 5 kids, right, which is not uncommon, right?
No, I can't
I had 7, so it's like I said, it's not uncommon, right? So the fact of the matter is that there'll be, you will not be able to afford to send all of your kids to private school. again, we will bird dog implementation of this particular bill, and to the extent that we have the ability to have input into the process, what we'll do that. Okay? All right. Jesse, I want y'all to come forward and introduce yourselves.
Good, I think it's an afternoon yet. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Senator, thank you for hosting. I'm going to get with a couple people that had local questions after the meeting, so stick around. Jesse Moreno, council member for District 2. I represent areas of Lovefield West, Victory Park Medical District, south side of downtown, Cedars, Deep Ellum, Farmers Market, Old East Dallas, and now Far East Dallas. So thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Camille White, and I am the DISD trustee for District 4, and my areas cover Seagoville, Balk Springs, and Southeast Dallas. And if y'all haven't started reading about this voucher information, please start. They're not telling you everything, and he doesn't have time to tell you everything. Chris may know more about it, and maybe I can get with Chris and we can do a community meeting. I desperately want you guys to call. I have a list of house reps. I don't think about it enough for everybody, but if you would share it out. Do we have any precinct chairs in the house other than myself? Thank you. I definitely need to see you. But this is going to be a long, hard battle, and I'm once again, I'm praying that the House will be our saving grace, that they will stave off these bills. But it seems like since he made this an emergency situation, which I don't feel it is an emergency, but here we are, that this is going to be it could be a long, costly battle like it was before. And newsflash, we haven't got a resolve to recapture, aka Robin Hood. And for the poor students that live in the south of Texas, they may not even have a private school in their area, so how are they going to be able to join you can't get in the game if you don't have the resources. So I mean, I can go on and on with this, but once again, I'm Camille White, school board trustee for District 4, and thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thank you, Camille. Okay, teachers, we started on time. We're going to end on time. But before we end, I want to know if there's any other questions. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you. My name is Laura. I'm with 75214. And there's talk about cutting Medicaid at a local level. And if that were to happen, how would that affect Texas? I know Texas never adopted federal Medicaid funding, right? Yeah. So what's the climate in the ledge regarding Medicaid?
What's the climate? Come on,
Cut it, but I mean, I'm concerned.
And you should be. Sure. You should be concerned. Okay? You should be concerned about it. And I can't tell you exactly what's going to transpire. There will be a decision by the budget writers. We've broken into work groups right now. I'm on the education work group. There's those of us, there's a couple of Democrats on the government and service work group. So in the Senate, they'll be making some recommendations to the full committee about what should or should not be. And if you want to stay advised on it, we'll make certain that you're on our email list to provide additional information. And let me use that as a good transition. It's my goal to make certain that we have an interface with our community here in the East at least once a quarter. Okay? It may not be in person all the time, given that we're in legislative session, but we very well be virtual. And we need to get as many persons out here as possible, young people and everyone, to be part of the virtual town hall meeting when we get ready to have it. I want to be able to be responsive to the issues that you have, and I need your input in our deliberation process. So to the extent that you want to be involved, how are we looking in terms of legibility of handwriting and emails? So make certain that you sign in, that we have legible names and email and telephone numbers that we'll be able to respond to. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Scout.